Good evening. Good evening. It is Tuesday. This is the first week of 2 shows per week. Listen, it's been 11 seasons, 12 seasons, however you're counting them, since we won week one. And we finally got that perennial monkey off our back in a big way. 33-8. So much to talk about. Was I wrong about Daniel Jones? Were we wrong about Daniel Jones? Were we right about this defense? Tyler Warren is that guy. Man, it's way too much to talk about. We're going to have a great night. Sammy, start me up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. And Bill Show.
Over the intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
It's going to be sick. DEI has not made it into the building quite yet, but that's neither here nor there. Chris, go ahead and do your thing for our sponsors.
Yes, sir. And I have to say, there were a few people who had some parlays that they didn't take bets on that they should have, but we'll get to that later. But before we do, game on. Week 2 starts now. We're officially in week 2. And that means every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime touchdown rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket. Like I said, if you don't want that, you can slide that over to me. I got you. From YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That's SICKSPORTS. No spaces, all one word, all caps. That's code SICKSPORTS to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Okay, we are officially live. Sammy, do you have the anvil, the hammer? Because I don't have it. If you got that, maybe not.
Yeah, it's playing right now. Yeah.
Okay, it is. We're officially live. Who's got something playing in the background?
You.
I definitely don't.
No,
Hey, me. What's going on, Rebecca?
You okay, Clyde? You're hearing getting the best of you today?
No, like literally somebody has some. You had some shit playing in the background.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And until you can prove otherwise, I don't believe you.
Guilty as sin. All right, so here we go, man. This is what it is. We are 1-0 for the first time in 12 years.
Yes.
This is what it is. We are 12 years. I don't even know where to start with this thing because I think everybody's mind was kind of like warped, or like at some point during the first half, I don't know if we knew if we were actually living in the real world or if it was the Matrix and we had taken the blue pill or the red pill or whatever they gave Neo. But I'm telling you, let's just start with where I didn't want to start last week. And I'm going to say his name. Let's start with Indiana Jones.
Don't call him that after one game.
I'm not calling him
one game, dude.
Hey,
come on.
Hey, this is our Colts. Bleed blue. Understand? So you're gonna respect Indiana Jones. That's what we're gonna do. So here's this, man. Are we buyers? are we bought in? Is it just one game? Are we those fans where we're kind of like waiting to say "I told you so"? It's coming, or are we gonna be like we riding the wave because we have all in our own ways, in our own spaces, said that we didn't believe in this guy, and he was nearly perfect to start the game, and he finished pretty great too. So I'm gonna just say that 22 for 29. What did he end up with? 272 total yards, I think, or 272.
272 yards, passing yards, one passing
75%.
touchdown. Yeah.
Hey man, best quarterback play we've seen since number 12 decided to retire. So now what? Patrick, leave that alone. You're making noise.
Hey, listen, you know what? We can get right into it, right? First off, big week 1 win. It's the first time that we have, and also, hey, to add insult to injury, now the longest active streak for losing week 1 games now belongs to the Tennessee Titans because they haven't won a week 1 game since 2019.
Longer than that. 6 years. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Gotcha.
yeah. So just want to make sure that we point that out right now. So
There you go.
but so did Daniel Jones deliver on Sunday? Absolutely. Like I mean, honestly, it's his first 2 passes. The first one, it's like okay. The second one, it's just like, yeah, here goes this guy. And that's the one where he sailed the screen. You know, so, like I'm gonna say, it looked like he was trying to hit one of the championship banners up top at the top of the stadium. But then you see him settle in. I mean, hitting strikes to Tyler Warren. Oh yeah, I'm not taking the shirt off the sticker. By the way, I'm leaving that here. That's official. All right, like we're gonna keep that right there until I can't anymore.
Okay, one wash and it's gone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Either way, but so Daniel Jones played extremely well. I'm gonna say he exceeded any type of expectation I had for him for this game. Now, and I said it. I've said it before. I said it in spaces today. Daniel Jones showed capability. Now he just has to show consistency. Because I'm not crowning him in the slightest until I see him put it together in consecutive weeks.
The third C, crown.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're not gonna. Yeah, I can't. Like, because the thing is, let's be honest. We want to be able to say that yes, this is like he's the guy, and we want to be able to say that we're gonna do this because I had some people. They're sitting there to be like the defense was lights out. You know, Daniel Jones played lights out. We were playing lights out. You know what? We won 33-8. You know what? There's no reason why this team can't go to the Super Bowl. And for me, as soon as I heard that, I'm just like, let's pump our brakes. All right? Like, let's pump our brakes. We looked very good. But this is also a team that has before looked good in instances. And then the following week, it hasn't looked that great.
Not that great.
So now, not that good. So, but now this team, and I think more so for Daniel himself, it's going to be proving that you can do that more than once. Now, if we go into this Denver game and it looks good, we go into the Titans game and we blow them out. We go into that Rams game and it's a competitive game. Let's just say you walk away from that one, win or lose. Let's just say it's a close game. You have the means to be able to say he could be the guy. He could be, but I'm going to have to see more. I'm going to have to see more than one game in order for me to even remotely get close to saying that.
I'm gonna take a different approach when it comes back around to me. Pat, you have been very critical, and we'll just keep your comments off the airwaves. But Hoo-Yan, what's up? Danny Dimes, Hoo-Yan, Ohio State still sucks. Tyler was good. We have a talent. We had to be great. Well, stay behind him, cheer him on. Absolutely, Stacy. Where you at? Where you at on this, Pat?
I'm not too far off from what Chris was saying. It was one game. Yeah. Did he play good? Is he making me eat crow? Yes. And I'm telling you right now, just like I told Drake Wally on his post, I think it was either today or yesterday. What we noticed about the game yeah, I'm eating crow, and I'll proudly eat crow all year long if this is the results we get. But I've been asking everybody all off season, what did he do in New York to give you confidence that he's going to be our guy? One game does not instill that confidence in me. Am I happy for the results? Absolutely. Am I cheering against him? Absolutely not. I'll never cheer against anybody that wears the horseshoe, regardless if I like them or not.
Yeah.
I could not stand Phillip Rivers. I still can't stand that potato head. But up until now, since Luck's retirement, he's been the best thing that's come through this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But I never rooted against him.
Yeah.
Never. And I never will. Now, my belief is Anthony Richardson is still the better athlete. The better athlete will always give you more chances to win the game than the lesser athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Did he play great? Yes, absolutely. I think I seen one piss poor throw, and it was the second throw. I'm like, oh, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shut me down from there too. And I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that. Shut me down. Make me eat crow.
Yeah.
Because I'm still going to cheer regardless.
You're going to eat regardless too. But anyway.
You're damn right. I'm a fat dude. I'm going to eat, baby.
But the thing is, I think the one thing that we had, because we had a very spirited discussion yesterday, right? So, and one of the topics of conversation was, Lamar Jackson and let's just say like Jalen Hurts, right? Both good, like great football players. Like Lamar Jackson is, of course, to me, the much more athletic one out of the two. But I think when you're talking about somebody who is able to just properly manage a game, right? Because at this point, Daniel Jones is a game manager who just happens to be deceptively fast on his feet. But if we're talking about how he's able to run the offense, right? Because we had times with Anthony Richardson where, it's almost like he's kind of like staring guys down. Certain things were happening that you're just like, damn, like I wish he could get that back. He might do it differently. With Daniel Jones, he had time in the pocket. And when he had time in the pocket, he was going through his first read, going through his second read, going to his third read. And then finally, if none of those were available, he's dumping it off. Which to me, we have a team of guys who have all these different skill sets. But, the one thing that I'm going to say is that it was refreshing to see that we were hitting the flats as often as we were. Like being able to hit the underneath is something that we haven't necessarily done consistently in a while. And to see that, especially for what it was, I mean, it was fantastic. And it was like, how many times did we see Jonathan Taylor catch the ball in this game as opposed to how many times he caught it last season as a whole?
Well, I think that also speaks to his work because I think that he definitely understood, like, I'm not coming off the field until I have to come off the field. He made himself a 3-down back, like, for the majority of the game. But I think, one thing that I'm not going to constantly do this entire season is compare these quarterbacks. Like, I feel like I'm done with that. So just sticking with Daniel Jones, I'll say this. And I'm not going to take it from nothing more than what it is. I was absolutely shocked by the way he played. I don't know what I expected, but I don't think I expected that.
Nobody did.
You got a 6-year history of showing, a whole bunch of sides to your game. There's the good side, there's the that's not too bad, we can still win side, and then there's like, why are you in the NFL side? And so with that, I think we all had the right to believe that why would this be any different overall? Like, his variable inconsistency, as you will. So he got out on the right foot. So now, everybody that's a fan is fanning hard right now. A lot of fandom right now. Like you said, people are already talking Super Bowl and all kind of other things that are way too early to call. But I'm not, my critique of him, my criticism of him in the past, that's not suddenly like absolved, like, oh, it's all gone. Like, no, I still have those because he has 6 years of that. But I will say I'm going to give him a clean slate. The only thing that I'll say that is somewhat in comparison is I felt like regardless who would have started, and I will always say this till I can't say it anymore, this would have been the best team either one of them would have had. I can't promise you that Anthony, if he would have started, he would have came out and finished 22 for 29 or whatever it was. But I know that having a consistent running game and flipping the switch now to the defense, that he would still give this team an opportunity to win. Whether you want to go one side or the other, I hang my hat chips-wise, consistency-wise, that this defense will be the most consistent portion of the Daniel Jones versus the defense battle that's been going on all summer. Lou Anarumo, now truly transitioning to our next topic, is the MVP of this team, no matter how it finishes, if it finishes on top. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how you feel about Daniel Jones. I don't care about Jonathan Taylor in this right now. I don't care about the receivers. If you're a true Colts fan and you've been following this team as long as they have been around in Indianapolis, there has never, and I mean never, been a game that you can remember where we have played with so much scheme, so much deception, so much like pre-snap movement, where you're looking at this and you're like, I'm literally watching another team play. I'm watching the Philadelphia Eagles play. I'm watching whoever you want to name play, because this is not Indianapolis Colts football. Our guys did not move pre-snap. They come out, they break the huddle, they stand in their base stuff. Somebody might do a couple of these, then they hike the ball and fall back into zones. So to watch, like me and Pat sit next to each other, and I'm looking at him like, look, man, we're playing John Madden right now. Somebody is at the line right now with a freaking Xbox controller going like this and making sure, because dog, like I was so excited. And I mean, I love good football. I love good defensive football, but everybody goes to the game to watch the offensive side of the ball. I didn't even care when we had the ball. I wanted to see more defense in this game. Like I was, bro, because I was like, Lou is calling a game of games. And sure, let's call it what it is. The Dolphins, whatever. But if he comes out and he's consistent with what he's doing and he's constantly making quarterbacks adjust, to turn 2 over twice in his first 2 possessions and then get another one later and then sack him 3 times and basically do all that in the first half.
Yep.
Come on, dog.
Well, this will definitely highlight everything you just said. A defensive end in Lou's scheme got an interception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, I know you two know, but Latu got the last interception. That's a defensive end. He's not supposed to do stuff like that.
Well, he did do that in college.
In this defense, you never know, baby. And I am here for the ride. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I've seen a couple people online talking about, well, did the Colts play that good or did Miami play that bad?
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this. If our defense didn't do what they did, this game would have been totally different. If this was last year's defense, totally different game.
Oh, yeah, big facts. Big facts.
Because Miami's got a lot of talent on that team. I will not take nothing away from them. Did they play their best ball? No.
No, we affected that, though.
100%. That defense affected that. And their defense couldn't stop us. What was that stat, Chris? You mentioned earlier we're the first team to score on every possession, and how long?
Score on every possession, and I think the last time that I want to say it was history. I think it was history.
It's like 50 years based on like the amount of possessions. So you got to count the amount of possessions in there. So 7 or more. So it's been 50 years.
So seeing that. And, putting a couple other things together, I would say, we played that good. And our offense did play that good. I don't have the stats in front of me, but there wasn't the drop balls that we're used to. AD was picking people getting that separation, catching the ball. That didn't happen last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our tight ends are in the game plan now versus just being an extra tackle.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying? It's a completely different team.
Yeah.
And I tweeted out the other Sunday, I think Sunday or Monday, that if comeback coach of the year was a thing, Lou would be leading every category right now. Because that dude has these guys fired up, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. I think, and you know what? The one thing that I saw with Lou, which is something that we hadn't seen, is the fact that when he was coaching, he was kind of coaching in sequences to a certain extent, right? Because we saw it when Tua got, or when Nick Cross got the sack on Tua. Tua was basically just like staring down somebody on the left side, basically just looking at his blind side, completely unaware of what's going on behind him. And so the problem that you have with that is when he stared down that side of the field, it's because there was a setup that showed that defense was trying to affect a certain side of the line, right?
Yeah.
And so what he did was Tua started kind of going according to, he started going according to what he thought was there or what he thought was going to happen, as opposed to what was really happening. And if we're being completely honest, because we know that somebody got a whole lot of hell for not checking somebody blitzing off the edge and coming in untouched and hitting him. The same way that Nick Cross came in was the same way that AR got hit in that preseason game. And mind you, this Tua is a seasoned quarterback. Tua's a guy where you know for a fact the line hasn't been there. I'm going to say maybe ever in his career. And now here we are, and that's part of Lou's defense. But then the one thing that you mentioned about Latu's pick is the fact that Lou showed 5. He showed 5. Latu standing up, blitzing off blitzing in between like the edge rusher and the tackle. He showed Latu blitzing. And as soon as he showed that, Latu dropped into a hook. He dropped into a hook zone. And then Tua, they flushed Tua out. They made sure he threw it. And then that's how Latu was able to get the pick. Lou was able to draw up a scheme that made even Tua unaware of exactly where his guys were going. And that's the Lou that we were kind of advertised about getting. But now you see that Lou has Latu looking better in just one game than Gus Bradley had him looking all last season.
They call him mad scientist for a reason. And like I said, when that happened to Anthony in that first preseason game, quarterbacks get blindsided every day, B. So to make it seem like, oh, this kid's supposed to know it, he's supposed to check it. You got to see that at the line, yada, yada, all this other shit. We watch quarterbacks get smoked like that all the time. And other quarterbacks throughout week 1 got smoked like that too. You know? So all I'm simply stating is that play got overhyped, and it is what it is, and now where we are. And so we move on. But when we're thinking about just what is in front of us right now, I know that we have slight little, I don't know, I hate to say it, slight little, setbacks because Mooney's in protocol, and that probably signals he won't play Sunday because it just takes too long in protocol now, so on and so forth. Not too worried about the Broncos in that sense, but that is a situation that we're going to have to like completely deal with. But just staying on point. The Colts defense being able to create turnovers in the Eberflus era and how good we were there, we still were a shell of a defense. But to now have a more aggressive, a more physical team creating turnovers, giving short fields, and then having now a conjoined effort, consistent offense, able to go and get points, whether that's 3 or 7, that now makes this team much dangerous. Am I going to go and start making crazy predictions? No. But I like what I see. You ain't gonna go
full Pat McAfee?
Nah. First off, look, I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's nasty.
Fans need to be real with that situation. Like, he talked about what Anthony Richardson did when he tapped out. He tapped out on his team too. When he crashed out, and he said, "Look, I will not be getting season tickets, and I'm this and this into this organization." Like, let's not forget that. I'm not telling you to dislike him. I'm not telling you to stop supporting him. But I'm just saying, like, let's keep everybody in the same eye, right? Because when they flashed to him and he was in his old booth and it wasn't filled out and he was trying to hoot and holler and yada yada, some people kind of cheered him, and other people kind of booed him. I was one of the ones that was kind of like, it is what it is, bro. Like you can't just do something for the camera and then pretend like the camera don't remember that. And so that's where I am with that, bro.
I'll tell you what, I've seen several middle fingers up in the air when they put him on the Jumbotron. Absolutely. And you're not wrong. What you said about him tapping out on the team as well is 100% right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We can sit here and bitch about this guy not doing his job or this or that or this or that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still fans. We're still at the game every day. We have not tapped out. We've been here for the long haul. This is what our 10th season, Clyde, and total.
What you mean?
As far as podcasting, and
something like that.
Yeah, and we've been through the goods, we've been through the bads, and guess what? We're still here. We're still cheering on our team. What you said makes so much sense. He tapped out too.
He did, bro. Like, I mean, again, and I have no idea how much that booth costs him every year. So yeah, I feel it. There's a lot of people who didn't renew their season tickets. So I'm not even talking about that because I can't count the man's pockets. But just go watch that episode when he was like, get everybody the fuck out of here and this and that and this and that, and I'm not supporting this team until they get their shit together. But like, bro, like nobody is going to forget that, and we'd be remiss to pretend as if we did forget it and then give you a pass just because you're Pat McAfee and you're back to hooting and hollering, oh, my Indianapolis Colts, and woo, how about that Indiana? Nah.
Yes.
Hey, Sammy, bring up Daniel Wilson's last comment because I want to get your guys' opinion on this one. After Clyde hacks up alone.
I got too emotional there.
But anyways, no, yep. Now, do you guys believe that the curse is lifted?
I don't believe in curses, man. I feel like that's a bunch of nonsense, bro. Like,
you ain't spent no time in Louisiana then, have you?
No, I actually. So
them curses are real, son.
Yeah, I've actually felt like I've had like a whole root put on me before, but that's for another podcast and a different time. But I'll say this. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that offline. I don't believe in curse, because I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna be super humble when I say this, but y'all answer how y'all want to. Did we do Peyton Manning wrong?
No.
That's my point. So what curse?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. I honestly, I do not believe so, because if you're going to say that, then all these other teams have done, Montana wrong.
There's players who have gotten done wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the sense of this, to me, if there was a curse, it was because he left the city in a very messed up way. Like, we just cut him or traded him somewhere to a shit situation and didn't give him no option and basically kicked him to the curb. That didn't happen. Did we do Andrew Luck wrong?
No, because he he retired early, and Jim Irsay let him keep $25 million.
So that's my point. Yeah, I don't believe in curses, man, and especially on our team. Now, I can't speak for no other squad, but for the players that may have been pointed to this is the reason that we're going through this suffrage, I don't believe that. We're not good. That's what I believe. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So, and you know what? It's even more than that. You know how if there was any curse that was lifted, it's the curse where Chris Ballard doesn't go out and get premium guys in free agency. Because we lifted that curse this year when he finally decided to sign Cam Bynum, who, by the way, contributed greatly, and then also signed Ward, who contributed greatly. And you know what? I'm gonna, to anybody who believes in it, I'm not going to say that you're foolish for your beliefs. But this team isn't cursed. We just have a GM who's used the money that he has with his organization, much like it was going to hurt his bottom line, and he wasn't going to be able to pay bills with that money that he was using for the team. And
I'm
now
gonna
he
go.
finally decided to go and do something about it. And what was the product on the field? Mind
Yeah,
you,
but
hey, no, let me hit you with the stat. Michael Pittman Jr. had 80 yards. Tyler Warren had 76 yards. Both of them individually had more yards than Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, one of the most electric wide receiver cores in the entire league.
fair. But see, there's still the biggest part that you're forgetting, and I'm going to continuously, like, there's no way to undo this to know, but I just stick to my guns. These same players on this team that are there now on defense, everybody you just mentioned, are not the same performers in a Gus Bradley defense. So I'm gonna say this, and I mean this, and I'm adamant about this. This is more about his loyalty to the idealism of what the product was going to be than the players that would have made that product become what it was going to be. You cannot still playing football like it's 2000 and whatever number, not 25 or 24 or 23 when he was here. And so I say that to say, I'm not saying that Mooney and Cam Bynum wouldn't have been great pickups, because I think they still would have been. But if you're still playing a soft defense, your coverage is still, you're giving up 7-yard, cushions. You're still letting that team that you're playing against, clip at a high clip, if that makes sense. Like, they're getting yards like that. They're gaining momentum. So you have to cut that head off and then bring in somebody like Lou and be like, yeah, this is what I can do with these guys. So he could have spent all the money he wanted to, bro, until he changed his philosophy on how he wanted to present the team. Frank Wright, now Gus Bradley, get those guys the hell up out of town. Now you can see a product. Because I think, honestly, bro, like, for instance, when he had Stephon Gilmore, no, he wasn't in his marquee prime, but he was still a pretty damn good corner. And look how he was forced to play. He still made solid plays here and there, but that defense was not a defense that he remembered being in New England when he was a true playmaker, because it was all zone, super trash.
Look what he did. Look what he did when he asked for a trade and went to Cowboys. He did great.
Yeah.
He did great.
Yeah. And that's the problem. Like, I get it. We all have our disdain toward Chris Ballard, and we know what his philosophies are, which that's becomes okay. Well, whatever. He has his philosophies that have become his, blind spots and has hindered him. And so, in saying that, you know what I'm saying, I still say, until he decided to say, in order for this team to be good, I have to have the right principles in place. Those principles are how we're going to play football. Now I can put the right players in there, because there's people out there that still believe in the spaces that we are in, Chris, and just in general Colts Nation. They believe coming in like, well, there's not really, like, we don't really have a great defense. We got some solid players here and there. I was like, no, we have more individual good players than we're giving ourselves credit for. They just didn't have a chance to play. And that's what I'm just saying. Like, I watched this in high school with my son. They're playing this old archaic style of football, and they got the fastest kids in the state. And we're like, why are we running the triple option and not throwing the ball to these receivers that are running when they're sophomores 4.3s and stuff like that? Made no sense. So until they got rid of that moron as a coach and somebody allowed them to play football, they were not going to benefit from all of that talent. And that's what I feel like we have now. So that's my rant. You guys can take it from there.
No, I agree. Yeah. The only other thing I'll add to that is your number one draft pick from a year ago played 52% of the snaps. That's criminal. I'm talking about Latu. Yeah. That is criminal. Yeah. He was never hurt last year.
Yeah.
The kid can flat out ball, and you had him on the field half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's real genius right there, if you ask me.
And you wanted to run with corners like you mentioned. What's your favorite corner from the Gus Bradley era, Chris? Who was it? No, that's what I'm saying. Your favorite corner to talk about. when Gus Bradley trotted him out
Brandon
there.
Facetson.
There
It's just
you
like
go.
had him out there with Isaiah Rodgers.
There you
And
go.
even then, and you know what? And the crazy thing is, something else I want to point out, because like I said, that Latu pick, I loved it. Latu on the line, standing straight up, exactly how he's played the majority of his career, where he plays most comfortable. And mind you, you get that you get a turnover playing him naturally, as opposed to what Potato Head Bradley did last year, where you had him in a 3-tech damn near every single snap that he had out of the 52% of the time that he was on the field.
I seen Quiddy Pay standing up too quite a bit.
Yeah, he dropped on that same play. Quiddy Pay was dropped into a hook zone as well. They literally were there to make sure that they baited Tua, so that either one of them, if Tua would have rolled out to the left side, that might have been Quiddy's pick to get. So we can just call a spade a spade.
Hey, like again, I have no qualms with how we want to look at this and look at that when it comes to Chris Ballard. But I know in my heart of hearts, we called him bargain bin. They said he never made no deals. But I think his philosophy for how he wanted to win was more the problem than the players that he didn't spend money on during those off seasons, because that shit was not going to work. And I get it. There's respect in the NFL, and there's certain ways you're supposed to do things, this, that, and the other. It has changed over the years. But to sit here and be like, and look, Gus Bradley's a great coach. You don't even have to mention that. You're like, we're no longer going to be having Gus Bradley here. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Like, I'm not about to give him no flowers for what?
Yeah.
We were a bottom tier defense for the 3 years that you ran it, and you never ever adjusted to change anything. So
nothing.
For us, you were shit. And in your years in Seattle, maybe you were great. But you're only as good as your last outing, and you were terrible for us. That's where my hat would have laid on that, and we would have never had to talk about it no more. Frank Reich, great heart, good man. He ain't gonna be doing this for the Indianapolis Colts no more. Like that's just how you got to handle those things. You don't have to be just disgraceful and treat people like crap. But hey, man, look, we appreciate Frank, we appreciate Gus. It was time to move on. I'm not gonna talk
Thanks
about
for the
that
memories.
No hey, there it is. or heartache, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, speaking of memories, I want to give the Blue Crew a giant shout out, man. They came out this first game with these commemorative cups.
Say that again.
Commemorative.
That's what
crazy.
I said.
It's crazy.
But anyways, and they were giving out margaritas in these things.
Yes.
If you guys don't know who the Blue Crew is, find them. They are a blast to be around, and they do a lot of good things. So
first off, don't say them. We are the Blue Crew too. What's wrong with you?
Well, all of us.
Well, who is them? Like what?
Well,
we're not some entity we're not a part of.
No, but we're not. We don't sit on the board or anything like that. That's anyway.
All right, here. Let me go as a first time Blue Crew. Tailgate, all that. It's a great time. Like I said, it's just like you'll see a bunch of Colts fans in that area having a good time. You hear music, food, drinks, everything. I don't know how many shots I had this weekend. I wasn't drunk, but we're just gonna. I had a lot. Okay, but it was ultimately it was a great time, and I've been to tailgates before, and this one by far, like I said, not being biased or anything, but this one was by far probably the best one that I've been to, just with how they did everything, and I'm gonna say the moment for Jim Irsay was even better. Like it was an amazing time. So yeah,
I'll say this. Like let me help y'all out. The Blue Crew is Tracy Morgan when he's hustle man. He is the life of the party. He is the entertainment. But when he opened his jacket up, there's many little tailgates inside. The Anvil, the Sons of Tailgate, all these other ones that make the whole thing come together. So the entirety of the Blue Crew, to include us and everyone else,
including us,
is the place to be. Everybody has a little tailgate that walks all the way up to South Street. But when you get to South Street and Peyton Manning, that's what I like to call it, and you cross the street behind Touchdown Town, that's the place you want to be. That is the Blue Crew.
It's not South Street no more. It's Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay Lane, I think.
That's just that small portion, though.
That's the portion we're in.
Okay.
Well, actually, and you
South
know what?
Street's
You
the
know,
main
while y'all go and discuss that, I saw a comment earlier, and I'm gonna say, Sammy, if you can pull up the last comment from Huyan, because he says he needs me to apologize for the Tyler Warren pick or how I spoke on it. So I need you to pull that comment up for me, please.
First off, you're not about to get on.
No.
because
You
you know where you were.
No.
You know where you were.
No.
Mr. Luxury.
No.
Luxury.
Listen.
I should have
Listen.
took that back.
While Sammy goes and pulls up that comment. You know what Huyan said?
I got your back,
I need
Huyan.
CJ to apologize for the Tyler Warren pick. And what I'm gonna say is absolutely fucking not. Because here's what we're going to do. You sat there, and the thing is, there's this weird sentiment where I can say that I disagree with it because of the fact that I thought we should go defense. It wasn't to say that Tyler Warren wasn't going to be good. It was to say that I wanted defense because we needed defense. Now, Tyler Warren
thought we needed defense.
We needed a new coach.
No, we 100% needed. There we go. So yes, so we absolutely. But also at the same time, we knew exactly what was going to be there. And even if that was the case, now mind you, I'm not going to do the whole hindsight is 2020 thing where we're looking at those things. But what we can also say is the fact that the defense was bottom 5 last year. Now, mind you, we're starting off strong.
That don't mean you need to go draft somebody.
No, absolutely. But the thing is, we also knew that the defense last year needed help. We didn't know how everything was going to happen when it came to Luke, but then we also know the tight end room needed help. So the thing is, you have 2 spots, one on offense, one on defense, where you could go either way.
So, okay, you're giving the AI Grok answer from CJ and not the real answer. We were there. You said
no. Go ahead.
Huyan, I got you, big dog. And I quote, tight end is a luxury pick.
It is.
Name me a top tight end in the NFL currently that was a first round pick. That's CJ talk. More CJ talk. I mean, you can get a guy like Harold Fanning in the 2nd or 3rd round. I don't care what Harold Fanning put up on Sunday. I don't care about his stats. If you're telling me Harold Fanning is as impactful as Tyler Warren, we're not even having the same conversation no more. He could have had 2 touchdowns and 200 yards on Sunday, and I'm still taking Tyler Warren for a career of football, period. So that's where I'm going with that one. But you also said, and this is the one that's my favorite.
Yes.
And it goes back to your defensive statement. For a team that needs defense and have been suffering in that category, it's
yes.
You said it is. How did you say it? God, I'm gonna mess up the word. But you basically said it's almost like criminal to take something in the tight end world or offensive pick when your defense is that bad. We had to go back and play that. I'll go find it. But
you made
You made a statement. You made a statement that was like it would be so damn. I can't remember how you said it. It's on the betting show. I got to go back to the betting.
Go ahead.
Show.
Yep. And I want you to pull it up. Pull it up so that we can hear it. So
I got to figure out which one was the betting show.
Yes, go ahead. But also we can, because once again, Tyler Warren absolutely had a great day. And like I said, he showed 100% that he can do it. Now, the thing that was surprising is the fact that with everything being said, Lou's defense played really, really freaking well. And I'm not going to say that, if we had this person in this offense, because I don't want to do that. Like, it's just like at that point, it's just like you're overlooking something. Tyler Warren 100% went off. But the thing is, I'm also not going to take slander from somebody who called me an AR hater, knowing damn well that I have not hated on AR. So
I can't speak to that. I don't know.
Now you don't know nothing. Now you had Huyan before. Now you don't know.
All right, gentlemen. This ain't the Twitter space. Let's go.
I don't know nothing about that. But that's all good, man. Like I said, bro, it is what it is when it comes to how you felt about that.
But Tyler Warren, he 100% did his thing. He absolutely, and like I said, I'm not taking anything away from his talent. He was good. Like I said, my preference was defense. But once again, it's just like Daniel Jones. It's just like he proved me wrong. He came in and he was able to be impactful immediately. And like I said, it's just like once again, he showed capability. Now we just need to just see consistency.
Two plays for him that I want to highlight. Michael Pittman being wide open is strictly because a rookie, first game ever in the NFL, is drawing two. They respect him more than they respect now a 6-year starting wide receiver who has made clutch catch after clutch catch. They let him run free, and they was 2 on Tyler Warren. That's play 1. Play 2, what we talked about over and over and over, whether it was going to be Anthony or Daniel Jones. We needed a guy that can be your outlet and that can make a simple play become a big play. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, whatever it was. Threw the ball out there. He stops on a dime. Nothing like crazy athletically, nothing freaky. Less like, oh my God, did you see that move? He just stopped on a dime, turned up the field, turned a 4-yard or probably a 2-yard pass into a 12-yard pass. That's what this offense needed, no matter who the quarterback was going to be, because that's how you keep the chains moving. Well, AR can't do this. You trying to tell me AR can't do that? No touch, no accuracy. Just toss the shit out there and let that dude do whatever. Yes, he can do that. Let's not be silly here. He can do that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But moving forward, it's time to put that one behind us. Thursday, we're going to talk all things Broncos. We're getting close to the end here. But to start that conversation without going deep into that conversation, Bo Nix did not look great on Sunday.
No.
He did not look great. But their defense was absolutely amazing. They only gave up 133 total yards or something like that. Now, again, they're playing Cam Ward, rookie quarterback. That offense is not really much of anything to brag about, so all that goes into that. But now, this is the first test for Daniel Jones and his offense, and at the same token, I feel like this is going to be a pretty decent test for, our defense. But I think this is more about how we play against their defense than how their defense plays against us. So just to open that conversation just a little bit and do more of this on Thursday, do we see the Denver Broncos as a better overall team than the Colts? Or are we just riding the wave of the NFL hype because they kicked them all the way up into the top 10 to start the season? I thought that was a little much. But is Denver that good to y'all?
They're overhyped. They're overhyped.
Yeah, I think so.
They're overhyped.
Defense is phenomenal. I will give them that. But, yeah, Bo Nix, a lot of people just wanted to, compare Anthony Richardson to anybody that was playing decent last year. And I'm taking nothing from Bo Nix. But at the same token, Bo Nix is not a world beater by any means. So I feel like this team getting pumped up to the top 10, if you will, top 15 and beyond is insane to me. But, Pat, how do you feel about the Broncos?
I'm still kind of on the fence. It's really early. We just got with week 1. I'm not crowning nobody yet.
You ain't crowning nobody?
No, I can't. And what you said is 100% accurate. Their defense is top tier, absolutely. And our offense is going to have a lot tougher time with this defense than they did with Miami. I think we can get over it. I really do. But if he plays like he played against Tennessee against our defense, we're shutting him out. He better come with a lot more than what he brought to Tennessee.
Yeah, facts. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nick Bonito, he's a dog. They just paid him $100 million. I'm sure you want to get out there and prove that he's a $100 million guy. But what we didn't talk about, and we should have gave more light to during that session on the offense, was Chris mentioned it. The O-line was insane, bro.
Insane.
He got sacked, I think, once on a muddled pocket. But he had time to ain't nothing popping over there.
He was going through his entire progressions. First read, second read, third read. He had that time. It was friggin' amazing.
Man, give credit to Bortolini, Gonzalez. I felt like they were going to be the biggest question mark. That honestly, I'm gonna say this, and I'm saying this loosely. The guy that played the worst on the line was Bernie, and we gave him all that money. Now I don't expect that to be a common thing, but Bernie had like 2 penalties, and they were like holdings, and he had a little sloppy this, a little sloppy that, but as a unit, those dudes were on point. Braden looked Bradenish. Quentin was definitely Quentin. I mean, when the last time you seen the Colts run multiple quarterback sneaks, 2 for touchdowns? What year are we in?
Yeah.
What is
Fullback
happening?
dive, like
What? I mean, JT didn't have a monster game. There's some good lanes here and there, and I'm sure that'll improve. But the balance was there. I can't remember how many totes JT got, but he ended up with like 70-something yards. But as a team, we ran for like $120, right? Like something like that.
Yeah, it was
So
around that.
I mean, yeah, you throw for 270, run for 120. You know what I mean? You pushing 400 yards of total offense. Like, who are we? Who are we?
I'm sorry. As a team, our total rushing was 156. Total rushing.
I shorted us 36 yards.
Yeah. So it was 130 because what's the name? Jonathan Taylor, 18 for 71. DJ Giddens, 12 for 41. Daniel Jones, 7 for 26. Doolin ran for 1. And Tyler Warren ran for 3 on that fullback drive.
Yeah,
so yeah.
So
the thing, So I mean, so the thing is, this is a team that I think for the first time in a very long time, you had 400 total yards of offense.
Nasty work.
And not only that, but the thing, and you mentioned the O-line, but once again, let's highlight the fact that over the summer, when you lose Ryan Kelly, you lose Will Fries, you're immediately saying this line, I expect them to kind of take a step back. And Bortolini and Gonçalves literally stepped in, and you would have thought that those guys were still there.
Yeah, they play like vets.
That was in the run and that was in the pass. So, I mean, to have that type of trench play, and mind you, it's just like the Dolphins. I mean, they got Kenneth Grant, right? They got Kenneth Grant in the draft from Michigan. I mean, that's fair. And then you also have Chop Robinson. I believe they had Bradley Chubb. So the thing is, you have guys who are, who I'm going to say are known for being able to generate pressure. But to be able to have 400 yards of offense, and for the most part, you kept Daniel Jones clean for the majority of the game, if not almost all the game. So I mean, I don't think it's unfair to say that this O-line still is in very good shape.
Topped with the fact that we mentioned earlier that we scored on every possession. They literally could not hinder us from getting points in 7 straight possessions. Yeah. So that's the part that you really have to like sit back and be like, wait, what? Because this is a team that apparently, and let me just clear the air on this. Again, I don't know who be taking these fan polls. I don't know how many people are involved when they get the data they need to make these crazy metrics that they make. But apparently we were supposed to be the fan base with the least optimism about the season. Now, there's been some, oh my God, Daniel Jones is our quarterback stuff. I've said that. But to just sit here and be like, oh, yeah, like I can't remember just saying like, yeah, we are 1-16 team. I don't know where they got that shit from. It's going to be a lot of crow to be 8 if this keeps going. And I can't wait to how they start to, because they didn't want to do it today. You know what I mean? But next week, if we beat the Broncos, there's going to be some chatter and a lot of people want to try to like, move us secretly back into the talk. It's going to be like when you castle in chess. They're like, oh, what does that move for later? Because suddenly they're going to have, the Colts. Like, no. Keep that same energy. We're supposed to be the worst team in the draft in the whole league. Don't try to come back with that, the Colts. No. We don't want to hear that. So win it for the boss. I feel like there's an energy behind that. There is a movement behind that. That wasn't just for one game. I'm not saying that takes us all the way to the Lombardi, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say that. And Chris, you should probably go ahead and start wrapping this up, dog.
Yeah, Teresa's about to have a coordinator if you don't.
Oh yeah,
She been timing us out, man.
Yeah, but I told Pat just because of the fact that we finally got a win in week 1 since Obama's second term. that we needed a little bit of extra time, but he didn't hit up the boss. So I mean, it is what it is. But with that being said, bring up the handles for me, Sammy, please. So yes, you can find us. You can find me at CJ Colts fan. You can find Clyde at Colts Clyde. I let Pat say his own because it's absolutely it's sinister at this point. So
Big Pete Colts.
Bro, that was supposed to change moons ago. But anyway, to the next.
Well, that's what my mama called me, so I'm going to stick to it.
She never called you.
I'm not even getting into that one.
My mama called me a lot of things. My mama called me a lot of things, but never Big Pete.
We're just Jesus. And then can you bring up the main page, please?
The sick page.
All right, you can find Twitter. So you can find the podcast at Sick Pod Colts. Make sure that you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all the good things. There you go.
Sammy back here,
fantastic. Yeah,
taking a little bit of sippy sip.
That's what I'm saying, man. Sammy over there having a wine cooler. I'm just like, hey, I don't know what's going on right now.
Don't y'all do Sammy like that. It's his birthday.
But you know what? But then also, you make sure you can find us on z103.com. If you haven't already, you can download the app. You can find it in your app store, whether you use Android or iPhone. Make sure you just type in z103.com and it should pop up for you. But you'll hear the recording of this episode on there tomorrow and every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can also find that Mix 105. And if you listen overseas, I believe that's going to be 5:00 p.m. UK time, where you can find us on VIP1 Lounge Extra with our UK blokes, you can call them. So make sure that you check them out if you have the opportunity to. There you go, bruv. And then please bring up Visit Indy for me. Yes, and then make sure scan that QR code. If you have to, pause, do whatever you need to. Scan that QR code for Visit Indy. I used it for this weekend. It actually showed me a couple different places that I was able to go and just see about getting food, do different things. So definitely scan that QR code. Use Visit Indy anytime that you're in Indianapolis for everything going on. But yeah, and outside of that, that's everything for me. Clyde got something else?
I'm gonna be really quick. So first off, we didn't never say this during the off season, so my apologies. But we want to shout out our sick team. So a couple things. First and foremost, congratulations to Juliana. She, said I do, so she's going to be getting married. Hey. Shout out to Sammy, because Sammy's going to be the best man in the wedding. Hey. Also, happy belated birthday to Sammy. That was a few weeks ago. We're excited to get this thing rolling out in this new season with DraftKings. Last shot on that. If you gamble, use our handle, if you know what I mean. Sick Pod Colts, and do all your gambling stuff, you blokes. And
he was working on that one all day.
He was working on that one all day. Actually, it just runs off. It just runs off. Y'all know how I do this. I don't need no second take. One take, Jake, baby.
and by the way, like I said, only because it's kind of everything's in the same ecosystem. Shout out to everybody who came through the tailgate this weekend. Everybody that I got to meet a lot of great people. I think Daniel McMullen was there. If I'm forgetting names, I apologize. But like I said, you came out, we talked, we partied, we did all that great things. Like, we're literally going to, like, it's gonna be a fun season regardless, and it's because of y'all. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming through. Come through again. Yes, it was crazy. So yeah, and like I said, you can actually find us on Thursday, where we'll really be previewing this Broncos game. And yeah, so other than that, anything else that we need, Pat?
I'll tell you this. Clyde met a young man at training camp, invited him out to the tailgate. He actually came to the Green Bay game and co-hosted with Acosta.
He did that.
Nice.
Hey, Clyde wasn't there. He was working. But the young man came back Sunday. And got to run into Clyde, and man, it was arms open, hugs are flying.
That's my guy.
Yeah, but you know what? That's all I want to say. That's what we really do. We'll talk sports all day, every day. But if you look at what we do, we're a bridge from the fan base to the organization, and we try to invite everybody that we can. Like, we went live during the Jim Irsay Ring of Honor induction, and that live has gone wild.
Yeah.
But we do that stuff, just so we can be that bridge. So you guys can, if you don't get a chance to get to a game, you can actually experience some of it through our channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube.
Facts.
All right.
And that's a wrap. Sammy, take us home.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast and Bill Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.